It's significant that this is Houston, because that's where it all started for me.
Really?
Yeah, I was in Chicago, and I had a disc jockey friend of mine, and I kept writing these routines and not knowing where it was going to go. I thought maybe a local TV station in Iowa or something.
Milestones are never really recognized right away. It takes 50, 60 years before people realize what an achievement it is.
The Warner Brother executives were coming through Chicago, and they said, okay, great, okay, we'll record you at your next nightclub. And I said, well, see, that's a problem, because I've never played a nightclub.
Wow.
And they said, well, we'll have to get you into a nightclub. So they got me into the Tidelands in Houston, which I guess it was right next to Rice University.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's the first time I ever walked on a nightclub floor was at the Tidelands in Houston, Texas.
Well, Houston's been pretty lucky for you then.
It's been great. It's been great. So
tell me how you transitioned from doing, classic comedy bits on LPs into two of the best sitcoms in television history.
Great writing. They still like Thanksgiving. They still play the one episode. We watch a football game and proceed to get plastered and decide to order Chinese food, and it's considered like a classic Thanksgiving Day episode.
It was absolutely my favorite. I loved it. And I have to say, as we transition over to Newhart, the most classic, brilliant ending of a series ever. Who came up with that idea?
My wife.
Really?
Yeah, she's the one that came up with it.
Honey, wake up. You won't believe the dream I just had. But don't you want to hear about it?
All right, Bob. What is it?
Well, I was an innkeeper in this crazy little town in Vermont.
It was the 6th year of the show, and so I said to my wife in the 6th year, I said, I think this is going to be the last year. And she said right away, she said, well, if it is, you ought to end the show in a dream sequence, and wake up in bed with Susie and explain this dream we had about owning an inn in Vermont, because there were so many inexplicable things about the show.
Hi, I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl.
Mostly Larry, Daryl, and Daryl.
I just think that you deserve all the success that you had, and we wish you just much and much more.
Oh, thank you, Roger.
Thank you so much, sir. You take care. Thank you again. Visit Houston again.
Yeah, I was there last year with Barbara Bush had her book. She had a number of authors, and I had just written a book, and a wonderful woman, and he's really down to earth, boy. What you see is what you get.